Episode 4 Respect. My mom says that when I was in third grade, I developed an issue with authority. I started to perform poorly in school, and I simply did not do what anyone else wanted me to do, unless I also wanted to do what they were requesting of me. Although I can't remember the exact situation that occurred, I know that it was something that my third grade teacher said or did that was the first time in my life that I learned what the feeling of disrespect felt like. A need for respect is something that every human being yearns for. At every disagreement, the root of the problem is almost always attributed to a lack of respect. Simply doing a Google search for quotes about respect, they all pretty much say the same thing. 1. Respect has to be earned, not demanded. 2. If you care about someone, then you show them that with respect. 3. If someone doesn't respect you, then they don't deserve your respect. So, what is respect exactly? We all think that we know what it is, then yet why do so many of us feel that we have such a lack of it? You know this feeling specifically when you're having a hard time. I have a theory. By definition, respect is a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements. Take a current situation where you felt or currently feel disrespected. Of these three common themes that are the basis of just about every quote about respect, I think that the first one is perhaps a solution to every problem having to do with a lack of respect. You see, as a third grader, had that teacher not, in my opinion, disrespected me, I would have probably gotten better grades. This is the exact issue that I myself, even as an adult, still deal with sometimes. Here's why the third grade me was wrong. Respect has to be earned, not demanded. Why did that teacher disrespect me? Because I had a lack of respect for myself to do the best that I could, or to ask for help in order to do the best that I could. This had a direct effect on that teacher and their feelings about their abilities to teach. That directly resulted in a disrespect of themselves, which resulted in a disrespect of me. Harsh? Yes, but not worse than going on to barely staying in school due to bad grades for the rest of my academic career, which is exactly what happened. That one instance snowballed into an adolescence filled with a misunderstanding of the word respect. When I had my first job out of college, I was told by a superior that sometimes you just have to say yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, and do whatever the task is that they're asking you to do, regardless of how you feel about it. Obviously, not including issues that involve morality. I literally despised this idea. However, I had no choice at the time. Instead of going on to further misunderstanding the word respect, I took the advice. At first, I'll admit it, I said it out loud while thinking in my head, whatever you say, douchebag, to the person who I was saying it to. But then something amazing happened. Whenever my boss asked me to do something, I said, yes, sir, got it done, and then magically, just like that, he started to respect me. It was then that he started to listen to my ideas and even use them. I learned a lot from him after that. I also did not have to keep saying yes, sir. Now, this scenario was extremely toxic due to office politics, and I ended up getting fired anyways, no matter how hard I worked and how much of a good job that I did. And that part of the story isn't really relevant. But the part that is that to get respect, it has to be earned. No matter what they threw at me, I respectfully accepted the task and completed it to the best of my ability. And if I needed help, I put my ego aside and I asked for it. That decision to put my ego aside and hear the other person out is literally the reason that I became a successful digital marketing consultant, which is exactly why that part of the story, the drama, is not relevant in my life today. And frankly, it's why it's not worth telling. You see, eventually when I put my ego aside, I learned not just to act like a robot that said yes, sir, and did everything that my boss asked. I actually got to know my boss. He told me stories about how he started his career and the things that he had to overcome in order to get to where he was. He told me about his time serving in the IDF. The yes, sir was a sign of respect that he understood, and in turn granted me the same. So you see, by giving respect, you will get respect, but only when you really mean it. The best way that I have found to do this is to find something that you can respect about a person and work from there. Eventually, you will learn to understand where they're coming from, how to meet their needs, and in turn, they will respect you. Before concluding this thought, I do want to point out another unfortunately very common scenario. If no matter what you do, someone simply does not respect you in return, make sure that you have the respect for yourself to walk away and find a better situation. And remember, even if you're walking away from being disrespected, make sure that you do it in a respectful manner. It's not for the person who is disrespecting you, it's for you. I'll leave you with this: life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it.